Jimmy Swears on the pole for the first of the Hobby Club heats. Lewis pulls way out to the outside. Roger Donald electing to drop way down to the back in the number 50 car as they come around and complete lap number 1. And Jim Swears in the 75, getting a little loose out there. The 8 car of Paul Henderson out of Aaron. The 36 car of Gary Elliott. 59, Doug Lewis. The 29 car of Dave Bentley. 23 car, Glenn Colling. Scott Shaw in the 83. Whoa. Donnie Lewis having a problem out there. The smoke coming out of the Colling car. Swears looping the 75 around backwards and into the infield. Does not bring a caution flag out. Swears fires the 75 back up and gets rolling. It's Paul Henderson out in the lead. And Gary Elliott doing a hard charge on the outside in the number 36. Dave Bentley right there too in the number 29. Again, Elliott to the outside in the Piper Studio, number 36. Bentley stays to the inside in the 29. Glenn Colling in the number 23. Brushes tires, has to back out of that one. Bentley, a little tap to the back of the number 8 of Henderson. Henderson cuts down. Bentley has to tuck back in again. Paul Henderson in the 8 car trying to hold off Bentley. That time he couldn't do it. Bentley gets to the inside line, the fast way around the racetrack. Chops down. Elliott takes the inside. Bentley, Dave Bentley out of Mississauga in the 29, leading the parade now. Henderson fading to 4th. They come up on a slower car. That's the 50 of Roger Donald. They work their way around him. He stays down to the inside. Glenn Colling in the 23 now up into 2nd place. Got around the 36 of Elliott. Out in front, the number 29 of Dave Bentley. 2-lap signal. 2 laps left to go. Bentley in the 29, Colling in the 23, Elliott in 36. They bring it around looking at a white flag. 1 lap left to go in this first qualifying heat race. Scott Shaw having a problem down there with the 83 car. Car pushing very badly as they come around and complete the last lap. The 29 of Bentley, 23 of Glenn Colling, and the 36 of Gary Elliott. Front 3. Dave Bentley out of Mississauga, Ontario. Dave Bentley, 29 car. Mississauga, Ontario, doing a fine job out there. First qualifying heat race. White flag. We are 1 lap away from the start. Varley and Roper, 7 and 17 on the front row. 10-lap qualifying heats, determining positions for the start of the feature race a little later on this afternoon. Varley and Roper bring it out. They're looking for a green flag. They got it. Roper tucks the number 17 in to the inside line, 2nd place. Don Shaw looking for a little running room for the number 84. He's into the back of Brian Martin's number 5 car. Interesting mix of cars out on that racetrack, but probably the most unique, the number 5, is a 1929 Huffmobile. Varley out in front of the 7, the 17 of Roper. Don Shaw running 3rd in the 84. Here comes Cable up on the outside to challenge. Rick Cable looking for a hole to fit the number 42 through. Roper to the inside line now. Varley is high. Doc Roper in 17 holds the inside line going into turn 1. Hangs on down there to take the lead. And Varley slips a little bit in the 7 car. Doc Roper takes over out front in 17. Then the 7, Wayne Varley, a big hop back to the 84 of Don Shaw. Now Cable to the inside in the 42 car. Rick Cable in 42. Takes over 4th spot. Varley still fighting out front with Roper. Whoa, and Barton brings the car around sideways, turn 4. Can he get that thing refired, or are we going to have to put the caution out? Brian Barton unable to get the big 1929 Hupmobile, the Miller 5, fired up in time. And we had to bring the caution flag out to protect the race cars. That'll bunch the field up a little bit as they tuck in behind the Suzuki Swift pace car. We're ready to go with the restart. Roper out in front in 17, Varley in 7, Shaw in the 84. That is Don Shaw, one of the 4 Shaw contingent here. Varley goes to the high side of the track. Tucks back in again. Rick Cable up in the 4th spot in the number 42 car. Martin running 5th in 33. There's Doc Roper out in front in the 1934 Plymouth, number 17. Being chased by Wayne Varley in a 36 Ford. Varley puts the hammer down just to go in very deep into turn 3. Roper driving a nice line out there. Varley takes a look to the high side. Couple of laps of racing left. Varley goes in hard, has to back out of it. 2-lap signal. Two-lap signal to the racers. Lap and a half left to go. And they freight training around. Very evenly matched race cars out there. Whoa, hang on. Doug Hood going for a little slide out there in the number 38. He reels it back in on the white flag lap. Almost brought a caution out on that one. The 17 of Doc Roper out in front as they cross the start-finish line. Wayne Varley in the 7, the 84 of Don Shaw. 42 car, Rick Cable. Doc Roper, Arnold Roper, out of Oakville, Ontario. Yeah, he's a doctor of chiropractic, in case you're really wondering what's up. Doc Roper in for a quick photo finish. Couple of backfires there. Doc Roper, 17. Wayne Varley in the 7 car. And Don Shaw in the number 84, front 3. 1934 Plymouth is what that number 17 is. Of course, under the hood, a rather nicely tuned up racing version of a 6-cylinder engine. Chevy Power 250. And a quick word with our track photographer as he gets ready to head back to the pits and get ready for the lineup at the feature race for the Hobby Club a little later on. The 3rd heat about to come out onto the racetrack right now. Charlie Beck in the 79, Jim English in 55. Keep it bunched up. They come out of turn 4. Everybody takes their own line. Murray Tim has to cut way down low to avoid running into the 55 of Jimmy English. Now watch the cars start to get spaced out here. Everybody very evenly matched, trying to fight for whatever room they can find out there. The 79 of Charlie Beck, the little 31 Chevy out in front. Oh, Murray Tim loose. Almost collects the concrete. Had to back out of that one in a hurry. Ron Shaw trying hard to work up on the outside. Didn't have any place to go out there. Shaw in the 81, running 3rd behind the 55 of Jimmy English. Now Al Haringa closes the gap. Ray Hughes has worked his way up into 5th place in the number 24. And Hughes in trouble, pulls the 24 to the infield. Some of the cars very loose out on that hot surface this afternoon. Halfway mark, 5 down, 5 to go. Five down and 5 to go. It's Charlie Beck out in front with a good jump over second place, Jimmy English. The 81 of Ron Shaw running third and challenging. The 07 Al Haringa Jr. fourth. Bruce Lindsay in the 97 car is fifth. Beck comes down into turn 3 and around 4. Good lead as he heads down the front straightaway and into turn 1 once again. Charlie Beck out of Dundas. Jim English being chased by Ron Shaw, 55 and 81. Then Al Haringa Jr. in the 07 car. And the 97 of Bruce Lindsay rounds out the top 5. Lindsay to the high side. This could be costly. Jason Shaw's got the inside line into number 82 as they come down into turn 1. 82 car Jason Shaw taking over 5th spot by a wheel from Bruce Lindsay. But Charlie Beck is really hooked up and running. He takes the white flag, the 79 car. And the 55 of English, 81 Shaw, front 3. They head around for the last time around the Bud Stocks 1/3 mile oval. It is Beck down into 3 and 4 on the brakes. Around 4, get on the gas in a rush. Down to the start-finish line. Flag to flag for Charlie Beck. The 55 car of Jimmy English in for second, and the 81 of Ron Shaw in for a third. Charlie Beck, the 79 car, the 1931 Chevy Service Station Special out of Dundas, Ontario, picking up the checkered flag this afternoon. Jim English in the 1930 Ford, the Bill English Bose 500. Out of Ancaster, Ontario, in for a second, and the number 81 out of Grand Valley, Ontario, the Plumbing Store 1932 Ford of Ron Shaw in for a third in the third hobby heat this afternoon. The Midgets will be on the racetrack in seconds, ready to go for the first of 3 qualifying heats for Can-Am Midget racers. All of these finishes very important to the drivers, of course, in addition to their points. It also determines where they will start in this afternoon's feature race action. Cars double it up. White flag signifying 1 lap to go before we do something, and that something will be drop a green flag on the first heat race. Pace car is clear, the 66 of Tim McKnight on the pole with Paul Husby alongside, and a bit of a scramble on the start. Tim McKnight in the charging through. Hang on, Wayne Turnbull in the 1 car, charging very hard. Tim McKnight in the 66, still ahead by about a half a car length. McKnight chops down, holds Turnbull off. Turnbull in the 1 car, running second. Yellow flag is out. Yellow flag is out. We lose Ray Fournier in the 08 car. He loops it around. Everybody sort of gets on the brakes and scatters. '27 car, Paul Subject out of Mississauga, running third. And Sarah Somerville up in a 4th spot in the number 17 car. McKnight goes way high, leaves a hole, and that's all he wrote. McKnight overdrove the corner and left Wayne Turnbull the only advantage he needed. Now Somerville looks to the inside of Paul Subject. Sarah Somerville in the 17th. Not quite enough in there. Subject got back down there. Somerville holds on a 4th spot. Turnbull out in front. McKnight running second in 66. Paul Subject is third in the 27. He goes to the outside. Somerville looking again. Keith Dempster in the 5 car make up the top 5. Somerville now to the inside, tries to find a little more power. Only way you do this is get very, very smooth. Now Dempster challenging on the outside. 2-lap signal will come out this time. There's 2 laps. 2 laps to go. 67 car backwards on the track. That is David Conker. Caution flags are out once again. Caution flags are out as Dave Conker loops the number 67 car. Turnbull slows the field down as they come around looking for the green flag for the restart. Turnbull in the 1 car takes a smooth start. Down into turn 1. McKnight running second in the 66. Paul Subject in 27. The 17 car of Sarah Somerville. Now Dempster trying to challenge on the inside in the 5. No place to go there. The white flag is out. Subject goes to the inside. He's looking to get around McKnight too. Keep an eye on that battle as they head down for the last lap. Subject on the inside, McKnight on the outside. This could be an expensive one for the young McKnight. Big pile of cars coming up in there. Wayne Turnbull out in front with the 1 car, the 27 rather, of Paul Subject. Looks like he got in there for 2nd place, and I'm going to leave the scorers to call the rest of that one, I'll tell you. Turnbull in the 1 car out in front. White flag is out. We're 1 lap away from starting the 2nd heat. Hugh Funston in 38. 89, George Gilbert. Glenn Butt in the 43 car, the 01 of Bob Reese. That's your front 4. Kenny Lorenz in the number 74 and the 79 car of Dick Mahoney of Newmarket, 5 and 6. Field looks good. They're looking ready for the start. There's the green flag. We are going racing. George Gilbert immediately out in front of the field. The inside row slows way down. Oh, Rich Watkins got into the speed bumps real good down there with the 33. Went for a ride. Bob Reese on the inside out front. Reese in the 01, 89 Gilbert. And the 79 car of Dick Mahoney. Mahoney rocket ships up the inside, take over 2nd place. Now Macaret in the 40 car as Gilbert is going backwards out there. George Gilbert backing up in the number 89. Bob Reese is out in front. Dick Mahoney running 2nd in the 79. Andy Macaret 3rd in the 40 car. For a win. Mahoney to the inside now, down at 3. Heck of a move. Beautiful move as he caught Bob Reese snapping. There's the halfway mark. Dick Mahoney did a beautiful job of handling that pass in heavy traffic. Now Macaret to the outside. Macaret drag race into turn 3. Look out. Macaret and Mahoney bump wheels. Andy Macaret charging hard. Andy Macaret in the 40 car charging hard on the outside of the 79 of Dick Mahoney. Bumped wheels, lost it, and around he went. Mahoney had to do one heck of a job of controlling the number 7, or he would have been around too. As it is, Dick Mahoney and Bob Reese in the 01 car, both coming out of that one unscathed. And Andy Macaret in the 40 car winding up parking nose to tail with Dan May out of Mount Hope in the 7 car. George Gilbert's number 89 came to a sudden screaming halt down in there also. Andy Macaret trying very hard to get on the outside and get around the high side of a very quick Dick Mahoney. Just miscalculated by a fraction, and that's all it takes when you drive a Can-Am midget. You brush tires, you are going to go for an interesting ride, and that's exactly what Macaret did. Dick Mahoney in the 79 coming out of that one in front. Bob Reese, who had faded to about 3rd spot there prior to the caution, managing to get through the mess without hitting anybody. Glenn Butt in the 43 holding down 3rd on the restart. The 74 car of Ken Lorenz will restart 4th. Rich Watkins rather in the 33 restarting 5th. looking for a green flag this time as they come around. Mahoney out front, then Bob Reese in the 0-1. Glenn Butt in 43. The green is out. We are back racing again. As they head down the back straightaway, Glenn Butt looking for a hole around Bob Reese's 0-1. Couldn't find one. Keep an eye on Kenny Lorenz in the 74. Running very, very smooth out there. He's looking for a hole, too. Mahoney going to have to get a little distance going here. Mahoney in the 79. Charges down into turn 3. Lines it around there nicely. Takes it out high. Bob Reese in the 0-1. 2 laps left to go. The 0-1 car of Bob Reese able to hang onto that inside groove nicely. Glenn Butt got a little low, slid a little bit with the 43 car. White flag is out. Mahoney hard on the throttle. Mahoney in the number 79 car takes it down the back straightaway for the last time. Bob Reese out of Cheektowaga in the 0-1, running second. Glenn Butt in the 43 is third, but it's 79 Mahoney out in front. Then the 0-1 of Bob Reese, the 43 of Glenn Butt. 79, Dick Mahoney picking up the checkered flag. Dick out of Newmarket, Ontario. Big jump there as Dave Baelish takes over out front in a hurry. Baelish in the 12 car. Just a motorist. Warren Scape in the 0-9. Running a very, very fast second out there. They head down into turn 3 and 4. Scape trying desperately to catch up to the back of a very, very quick Baelish. The 39 car, John Shurtleff, faded to third off the bat, and now in danger of losing that spot. Being challenged out there by Jim Muncie in the number 26 and the 4 car of Charlie DeRosa. We lose McKnight to the infield. Cross flags, halfway mark being signaled to the drivers. Baelish in the 12 car out in front, then Warren Scape and the bunch renumbered but 39 of John Shurtleff. Two-lap signal. They do go by quick, don't they? Two-lap signal being given. Dave Baelish just runs away and hides on the rest of the field. Shurtleff running third back there. It looks like he's once again in danger of losing that third place position. White flag is out. Muncie in the 26 working, trying to get that third place position, as is the 4 car, Charlie DeRosa. But as they come out, it's the 12 car of Dave Baelish, the 09 of Warren Scape. We'll watch for the third place spot here. And looks like the 39, John Shurtleff, got it there by about a foot or two. David Baelish in the 12 car. Then the 09 of Warren Scape out of Etobicoke, Ontario, front 2. John Shurtleff in the 39, the 4 car Charlie DeRosa, and the 26 of Roger Ribberty. 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Cross flags are out. We're ready to go. Ready to start. The Hobby Club Consi, only half a dozen cars looking for qualifying spots and still able to run. The 25 of Chuck Barton out of Oakville. and the number 39 of Terry McGinnis. Side by side, they come down. Look out! Roger Donald just about collected a car. The 50 car of Roger Donald having a real handling problem this afternoon out there. Swears gets on the gas in the 75 car. Jimmy Swears is going to be the guy to beat out there now. The 75 car out of Westover, Ontario. Jim Swears, then the 25 car of Chuck Barton. Dave Elliott works the 37 up on the inside of Doug Hood. He's going to have a little traffic problem to get through out there. Hood slides and drops down in the 5th spot. Elliott, 37. He'll try and get around the outside of the number 39 car of Terry McGinnis. Elliott not having a good day of it out here at the X. Jim Swears in the number 75, trying to run away and hide on everybody out there. Whoa, Elliott loops it around, catches a little piece of Terry McGinnis's 39. David Elliott, the Piper Studio number 37, having a problem out there. Car just not doing what he wants it to do. It's back to the drawing board, methinks, before too long on that car. The number 39 car of Terry McGinnis stopping on the track as he got a little piece of Elliott going around, a little 37 Chevy out of Dundas, Ontario. Falls. The 75 of Jim Swears heads down the racetrack, down the back straightaway once again. Doug Hood in the number 38 looking, whoa, and that time Elliott gets into the back of Hood. Beautiful piece of driving by Doug Hood to straighten that car out again, as David Elliott had just given him a little tap in the back. Chuck Barton, the number 25 car, trying desperately to stay up with Swears, and no such luck. Hood goes to the high side. He's loose. He goes around all by himself. 38 car Doug Hood trying to work around the high side of turns 1 and 2, and just no place to go. Around he went. Caution flags come out as Doug Hood gets the 38 around backwards. He was trying to get past the number 25 of Chuck Barton and had no place to go. He got out a little too high, overdrove the corner, and the car swapped ends. We thought for a second up here that he was going to collect the number 37 of Elliott on the way around. But Dave Elliott very wisely hung down on the inside and let him go. White flag out, and we're ready to go. Jimmy Swears in the 75 would just love this thing to end rather smartly. He heads down into the 3-4 turn, leading the parade. Swears, then Chuck Barton, and the 37 of David Elliott. Elliott now to the inside of Barton. He says, get out of my way, I'm coming through. He does. Barton slams the door on the 38 of Doug Hood. It's Swears way out in front. Elliott is really going to have to find some handling in the 37 to catch up to him. 2-lap signal. 2 laps to go. We're going to cut. White flag is out. Swears in the 75, leads the parade. Dave Elliott second, and Chuck Barton third as they head around the track for the last time. 75, Jimmy Swears. 37, Dave Elliott. And 25, Chuck Barton, front three. Jim Swears out of Westover, Ontario, picking up the consi and ensuring a starting spot in the feature this afternoon in the number 75 car. Then David Elliott in 37, in for a second. Chuck Barton in 25, in for third this afternoon, and the Hobby Consi. 15 laps of racing action. B main for the TQ Midgets. Paul Husby sitting on the inside in the number 82, or the number 60 car rather. Pace car is off the track. Husby on the inside. The number 83 car, Danny Bound, on the outside. And they charge out, ready to go. Watch for an awful lot of juggling. Top 6 cars will go into the feature, and that's it. Magic number is 6 today. Mackereth working the 40 car hard on the inside. He needs this one real bad. Andy Mackereth in the 40 car works. He's up in a 4th spot now. A little traffic in front of him. Husby in the 60 car. The 90 car of Dave McIntosh. Front 2 as they head around. Husby down in the 2nd. McIntosh up in the front row now. McIntosh, then the 58 car. Merv Treichler. Treichler in the 58 car. Doing a fine job out there. He's locked into the back of Dave McIntosh, number 90. He's got his sights in. The yellow flag comes out. Doug Sire. Doug Sire out of Burlington, Ontario, looping the number 77 car. Doug Sire out of Burlington. Puts the 77 around. We bring the caution flags out to protect him. All right. We're rolling. Dave McIntosh in the 90. Merv Treichler in the 58. Paul Husby in 60. Andy Mackereth in the 40. Then the 7 car of Dan May out of Mount Hope. That's your front 5 with George Gilbert in the Magic cutoff seat. Gilbert in the 89, holding down the 6th spot. A number of drivers would love to take that away from him. Norm Eversflag in the 36 working. Bill Macy up on the inside in the 9 car. Oh, and Husby goes around backwards. Paul Husby. Paul Husby had the 60 car running rather nicely out near the front of the field and unfortunately looped it around. 90 car of Dave McIntosh restarting on the pole. Merv Treichler in 58, 2nd. Andy Mackereth in 40 will be 3rd. And Dan May in the 7 car starting 4th on the restart. George Gilbert up in the 5th spot. Macy is in 6th. That's the last cutoff position to graduate into the feature race. Norm Eversflag in 36 has got to pick up at least 1 spot in order to make the feature. He's going to take a shot at it right now as they go green. McIntosh leads the parade down the back straightaway. Treichler in the 8 car hanging on 2nd. Andy Mackereth challenging. Oh, Treichler very loose down there. Managed to reel it back together. Putting laps on the 08 of Ray Fournier. Dave McIntosh in the 90 car has his hands full. Mackereth hits around him. Mackereth now out in front. Andy Mackereth in the 40 car out in front of the field. McIntosh holding on a 2nd. Treichler down in the 3rd in the 58. Danny May 4th in the 7 car. The 9 car of Bill Macy holding down 5th. And the 6th and final cutoff to Norm Eversflag in the 36 has got to pick up 1 spot. Macy sitting in the cutoff. Checkered flag, 40 Mackereth, 90 McIntosh, 58 Treichler, 7, 9, 36. The 40 car of Andy Mackereth. Late race charge to pick up the B main feature and put him down near the back of the A feature coming up rather shortly. The 90 car of Dave McIntosh in for a second. Merv Treichler in for third in the 58. Ready to start. Pace car heads out. Paul Henderson in the 8 car. Gary Elliott in 36. Paced the field down the back straightaway into turn 3, around turn 4, and come out looking for a green flag, and they got it. Traffic is going to get thick out there. Henderson on the inside of the 8. The 36 of Elliott on the outside. Bentley up now in the 29 car. Dave Bentley out of Mississauga as they come around and complete lap number 1. Middle of the pack. Traffic very, very thick down there. Henderson managing to hold on. Elliott on the inside, running second. The 30-29 of Dave Bentley on the high side of the racetrack. Bentley out of Mississauga. Cars freight traded around. Nobody able to really gain much momentum here. Doc Roper hooked up and running up in a 5th spot now. Henderson holding off the challenges of Dave Bentley in the 29. Glenn Calling in the 36, or the 23 car rather, up on the outside. Swears loops the 75, turns it around, heads back out. As they head down into turn 3, it's Henderson out front. Bentley running second in 29. Gives him a little tap. The 36 of Elliott running third, Calling right with him. And the 17 of Doc Roper. Roper down to the inside. Dave Bentley leads the parade. Henderson running second, Calling now. Got the 23 car wound up. Heads into second place underneath the 8 car of Henderson. Elliott flips the throttle, heads down the back straightaway inside, takes over 3rd spot behind Bentley in the 29 and Calling in the 23. Elliott in 36 now. Doc Roper takes the 17 to the inside. Hasselfeld parks the number 66. He's out of this one. Dave Bentley in the 29 car, working hard out there. Glenn Calling right behind him in the number. Oh, look out! Scott Shaw loops the 83, brings out a caution flag. First 3 cars start single file. First 3 cars starting single file. That's Dave Bentley in 29, Glenn Calling in 23, the 36 Gary Elliott. Then we double them up from there back. Roper in 17, Henderson in 8, Cable in 42, Martin in 33. Lewis in 59, Descharme in 18, Varley in 7, Shaw in 84. The white flag flies. We're ready to go back racing. Pace car ducks off the track. Nice smooth start, quickly on the throttle through 3 and 4. And we're back under the green. Bentley quickly down into 1 with Calling hot in pursuit. A little gap back to Gary Elliott in 36. Rick Cable, a little slip there. He goes in very deep. Cable in deep into turn 3 and 4. Trying to get underneath the number 8 car of Paul Henderson. He does. Cable works up into 5th spot in the number 42. Martin follows through now too in the 33. Al Haringa into the infield and back out in the 07. Bentley quickly down the back straightaway with Merv Calling in pursuit in the 23. Gary Elliott holding the 36. The Piper Studio machine down in the 3rd spot. Roper in 17 running 4th. Cable up into 5th in the 42. Descharme looking to the inside. He's driving the 18 car out there. Jimmy Swears in 75 down near the back, having a real battle and a half with the number 5 car of Brian Barton. Bruce Lindsay in 97, Charlie Beck in 79, 82. Jason Shaw having a little three-way tussle out there as well. But the lead down the front straightaway, the 29 of Dave Bentley, as the halfway mark comes and goes. Halfway mark comes and goes, and it's Bentley in 29. Glenn Calling in 23, Gary Elliott in 36. The 17 of Doc Roper and the 42 of Rick Cable, front five. Big traffic jam down in 3 and 4. Nobody wants to give an inch out there. Picking up a couple of inches a lap, and that's about it. Bentley about to get into slower traffic. Dave Bentley about to start putting laps on race cars out there. Down in the back straightaway in the number 29, your leader, Dave Bentley. Glenn Calling right with him in the 23. Then a big hop back to third spot, Gary Elliott in the number 36 car. Lots of racing still to go. Move over flag coming out for slower cars. And moving over. Here comes the quick guys. Bentley needs to pick a line real fast here. Dave Bentley has got himself in trouble. Calling to the inside. Dave Bentley in the 29 car getting crossed up in the traffic. And Glenn Calling takes over out front in 23. Calling took one lane, Bentley took the other. Glenn Calling in the 23 car out in front. Bentley not giving this one up at all. Two-lap signal. White flag will fly this time. There's the white. And Bentley is going to have to make a charge for it. Glenn Calling is out in front in the 23 car. Dave Bentley in 29. Gary Elliott in 36. And Bentley makes the big charge, but too little and too late. Glenn Calling. Glenn Calling in 23 picking up the checkered flag as they came up on slow traffic. Dave Bentley just made the wrong decision as to which lane to try and go for and got caught in the traffic, and Glenn Calling piloted the number 23 through to the second feature win in as many days. Glenn Calling, second feature win this weekend after a feature win down at Delaware on Friday night and finishing in the top, near the top of the heap last night at Flamborough, and now out in front for his first win here at the X. Dave Bentley in 29 in for a second. Gary Elliott finally getting 36 to hang on to the end of a race and finishing a nice third. Rick Cable in the 1928 Essex 42 and his first time here at Exhibition Stadium. Car number 42 in for a fourth, and Doc Roper in for a nice fifth, but down trackside right now with Brian Pratt for the second time to talk to him today. Glenn Calling. Brian?
Well, here we are. I told you, fans, in the pre-race interview to keep an eye on this 23. This rookie is really driving. He made a swift move about 3 laps from the end there, got by the 29 car, and he takes the feature win. What a race. What a race. How do you feel, Glenn?
I feel great. I'll tell you, Brian, it's hard to explain. We did it twice in one weekend. It's never happened this way. It's great.
I'll tell you, your crew are behind you, and they're just as happy as you are. I'll tell you, this is a checker flag that you're really going to keep and relish.
No doubt, no doubt. Had to work hard for that one on that. When I got underneath Brian there in lap traffic, I just saw an opening, so I took it and hoped it wouldn't close up. And it didn't, so it worked out good.
I'll tell you, this car is really handling right now.
Oh, it's working really good. last night we went in with a few handling problems. Today we went in with a few more. It worked out for the best. You just compensate and away you go.
There you are, folks. Let's give him a big hand. He's a rookie, number 23, Glenn Calling, hobby feature winner. And here's Merv, his dad. How's it feel, Merv?
Feels good. It feels as good as if I haven't won it myself.
Well, and you've won a few yourself right on this track, haven't you?
Yes, we won our fair share back quite a few long years ago. Here's an old friend of mine right here. How you doing, Craig?
I'll tell you, that's a nice feature win for the whole family.
All right, we're ready to go. John Shirtliff in the 39 gets the green flag, and they're off and running. Glenn Butt slipped a little bit on the start. He backed way off it for some reason. Now he's caught in the traffic. It's Shirtliff out in front in 39, and the yellow flag flies. We've got one into the wall down in turn 4. It looks like Paul Subject's car tucked into the wall down there, Dave. Paul Subject, 27. Something went away on the start, and he just simply bashed her up into the wall a bit. We're going to need a hook. As John Shirtliff and Glenn Butt sit side by side taking the white flag. They're 1 lap, 3/4 of a lap away from starting this race. Again, it is a complete restart, as we did not have a racing lap in the second row of Sarah Somerville and Bob Reese. Sarah in the Auto Pro 17, Bob in the 01. Ready to go, and green flag it is. Glenn Butt again getting a very poor start in the 43. The car seeming to bog on the line, and now he's going to have to work his way through the traffic. Sarah Somerville finally gets a shot at the front. She's out in front in the 17. Somerville out in front. Wayne Turnbull goes in pursuit. Shirtliff drops to 4th spot, and Somerville in 17. Turnbull in 1. Shirtliff in or Dave Baelish rather, in the 12 car, then Glenn Butt in the 43. Bob Reese running 5th. Dick Mahoney is 6th in the early going of this race. Somerville seems to have that car hooked up. They found the handle. And Wayne, oh, look out, caution. Caution flags out. Looks like Dempster. It is. It's Keith Dempster around backwards out turn 1.
Well, you know about that, that's a little bit nerving, you know, because that was under full acceleration and Keith looped it, and you notice that Scaife had to go on the far outside and he got through the inside. Boy, those guys have to really watch. That's at the point of the track where they got their foot right in it.
Wayne Turnbull is going to be looking for any advantage he can get on the restart. And a clean start, and away they go. Turnbull to the inside. Somerville chops down, keeps him back. Sarah Somerville going to have to build that lead up once again in the number 17 car. Turnbull in the 1. Dave Baelish in the 12 car, holding off a charge by Glenn Butt in the 43. 01 Bob Reese has got Dick Mahoney 79 to contend with. Kenny Lorenz currently sitting 7th on the racetrack and very much looking for his first feature of the 1990 racing season. Big tight pack midfield down through turn 3 and 4 now as Sarah Somerville continues to stretch that lead out. Down the back straightaway goes the Auto Pro number 17. Wayne Turnbull hot in pursuit in the number 1. Right on the ragged edge of control. Glenn Butt looks to the inside of Dave Baelish. Butt in the number 43 holding down 4th. Trying to figure out how to get underneath Baelish in the 12 car. Baelish doing a fine job of defensive driving. Lorenz now up into 6th place. Kenny Lorenz getting around a Macaret. Look at Macaret go in the 40 car. Macaret picking off Mahoney in the 79. It sets his sights Now Baelish fading fast. Baelish has got a problem on the 12th car. Almost collected Kenny Lorenz as he tried to head for the infield. Andy Makarith has got the 40 car wound for south. Makarith is just a trucking. Baelish to the inside and parks it. Sarah Somerville. Yellow flag, yellow flag. As we're watching the lead, we get a tangle up down in turn 1 and 2. Walper in the number 58 car, and Roger Riberty in the 26. Dan Walper in the 58 and Riberty in 26 getting tangled up down there. They're looking for a green, and Somerville is going to come into this one real hot. She does. Very fast. Easily staying away from the likes of Wayne Turnbull and Glenn Butt. But here goes Makarith now to the inside of Bob Reese. Caution flag comes out again as Rich Watkins has got the 33 car over on its side. Rich Watkins trying to extricate himself from the cage of the number 33. Then how the heck do I get out of this silly thing? Rich Watkins out of the race car and A-OK. Sarah Somerville out front. Probably the one car that could catch her would be the number 40 of Andy Makarith. And Makarith has got a little traffic to get through, and that's not going to be easy. Some very, very good traffic drivers between him and the front. Turnbull now tries to go to the inside. Somerville chops down, blocks him out, and Turnbull had to get on the anchor in a hurry. Makarith gets around Bob Reese. Sets sights on the back of Glenn Butt's number 43. Andy Makarith, a car straight out of the box, winning races. Halfway mark in the race. Makarith goes to the inside. Glenn Butt moves out, lets him by. Somerville out in front. Turnbull stays high. Makarith goes down into second place. And Sarah Somerville has now got a race on her hands. Look out. That race is up front. Turnbull a little slip coming out of 4 that time. He is really driving that car hard. Somerville in 17. Makarith in 40. Another battle on for third between the number 1. Oh, Somerville way wide that time. Makarith easily underneath to take the lead. Andy Makarith out in front in the 40 car. Sarah Somerville in 17. Running second. Turnbull third in the 1 car. Glenn Butt up to the inside. Gets 4 wheels inside the speed bumps. And has to back out of it a bit. Turnbull takes over once again in third spot. Glenn Butt working the high side. Kenny Lorenz not out of this one either in the 74 car. He's running 5th. Makarith not able to run away on this as Somerville driving a very quick pace out there. The 2 of them leaving the rest of the field behind. Turnbull and Glenn Butt having a real battle out there for third place, and Kenny Lorenz deciding to join the fray from time to time in the 74. Now Jim Johnson Jr. dials the 21 in underneath. Tries to get into that battle too. Andy Makarith takes the white flag. Makarith takes the white. Checkered flag, Andy Makarith. 17, Sarah Somerville in for second. Looks for third now. Turnbull. The 40 car of Andy McArith, straight out of the box, picking up the win in the feature race for the Can-Am Midgets this afternoon. A beautiful race by the young Sarah Somerville in the Auto Pro number 17, in for a beautiful second place finish. The number 1 car of Wayne Turnbull out of Paris taking third. Glenn Butt in for a fourth in the number 43, the Mellow Ripe Banana Brands machine, and the 21 car of Jim Johnson Jr., the Maring Maintenance Brutune Racing midget out of Hamilton, Ontario, car 21 taking a fifth. We'll hopefully see all of those drivers. Certainly, I know Andy will be over at the Pit Stop Restaurant right outside Gate 2 right after the next race. But right now, we're just trying to get them pried out of the brand spanking new number 40 down trackside.
Well, first of all, if I may just interject here, I'm very happy, man. I still sponsor Andy with the flea market special, so I got a first and a fourth here today, and last night we got a first. Ladies and gentlemen, Andy McArith and his crew put that car together Saturday afternoon at 3:30. It was finished, it went out, and it won. Boy, I'll tell you, 2 in a row for Andy McArith. Him and his crew deserve a real big round of applause, and everybody's excited about that one.
And we've got him down trackside trying to catch his breath right now along with Brian Pratt. Brian, take it away down there.
This bike just went on the Hummer front. I got it back on. Andy McArith, newlywed, featured last night, featured today, and rebuilt the car.
No, we built a new car. This isn't rebuilt.
Well, it's a lot of work anyway.
Oh, it's definitely a lot of work. I couldn't have done it. We had the 09 crew and Dempster's crew over the 5 car. Without them, we wouldn't even been here this weekend, so I can't thank them enough. My uncle came down and helped us in the pits yesterday. We were short pit people. We've had everyone hand in. My brother was down. Everyone's been down that can help out a bit. It's been great.
That's a nice gift for a newlywed too, eh?
Oh, it doesn't hurt.
Okay, I think it's going to get to be a custom. These people are going to want me to interview them every week. I interviewed the 23, and he won the feature. We interviewed Andy McArith, and he wins the feature. And Sarah Somerville run a real nice second place. There you are, your Can-Am Midget feature winner, Andy McArith. Let's have a big hand for him.